Collection of zero or more characters in
Collection
double
of
quotes.
Very good. So
zero
collection of zero or more characters which are enclosed in a double quotes is called a string. Very good. Okay, so if there are 5 characters in the string, okay, so how much space is allocated for that string? If there are 5 characters,
bytes.
6 bytes.
okay, 6 bytes is allocated. Okay, so that extra byte is allocated for the
Slash zero.
okay, slash is zero, right? Very good. Okay, so that is the concept of the string, right? So for example, we see that if a string contains only a single character, there will be 2 bytes. If the string is an empty string, that means if there are no characters in the string, but still it will occupy 1 byte of space. That will be the slash zero. If someone asks you about what is the difference between a single character and a single character inside double quotes, okay, so the difference is actually first one is the character constant and second one is the string. Okay, first one takes only 1 byte, but second one takes 2 bytes. Okay, so that is the difference between these single character and single quotes and double quotes, right? Okay, so then we discussed about how to create the strings. Okay, for example, if I want to create a string, how can I create it? So the string can be created in 2 ways, right? One is by using the character arrays and another one is by using a character pointers. Okay, so that one is the later we'll discuss when we come into the concept of pointers. Okay, coming to this, there is a character array. Okay, what do you mean by character array? So you will declare an array which is of data type char. Okay, so you will put some name as a char, right? This is what you do. So char, some name of the string like a name or something, right? I'll just declare my size some 10 or something, right? So this is how you can declare a string. Okay, so string is nothing but a character array. Okay, for example, if I want to initialize, like how I initialize my values by using these a set of values. So in that way you can do this, right? For example, if I have created this array with the initial values are svcw, okay, and extra 0 for the slash 0. Okay, so you can see that my string is having a size 10 and I am giving only 6 characters. Okay, so what will be the remaining 4 characters which are actually uninitialized? All those characters will be slash zeros. Okay, that is the concept. So for this particular character array, so the memory is occupied something like this. So name is the name of your array and an array will be created with a size of 5. So there will be 5 means 10. So there will be 10 characters. Okay, so the last character index is 9. Okay, so the string that will be stored here is svecw and you put a slash 0 over here. All unoccupied 4 will be filled with slash zeros. Okay, so that is by default your system will do that, right? In case of the integer arrays, that fills uninitialized elements with zeros, but here in case of the character arrays, uninitialized elements will be initialized to slash zeros. That is the concept of this fields, right? So this is how your string can be created. Okay, so here the point is, for example, okay, so since we written this particular example, okay, so what is the concept here is actually, if I don't want to mention this, I can just omit this, right? So if I didn't write the size of the array, how much size will be assumed for this array? Okay, there will be 6 characters. There will be 6. So this will be like up to this only, right? 3, 4, 5. Okay. So this is how you can use this. If you are not specifying the size, it will assume that whatever the number of elements count that you have given in that set, so that many number of elements will be there in your array and assumes that many that much amount of the size, right? So we have assigned 6 characters, so the size of my array will be 6, right? So this is the one facility. Okay, what happens if I am not writing this slash 0? Okay. Okay, if I have created an array something like this, okay, what does it mean? So what does it mean actually is, since there are 5 characters, I haven't specified the size here. So how much space will be assumed for this? So this will be assuming only 5 only with a name, and the last index will be 4, okay, and I'm having W here, okay. So what does it mean actually? Okay, can I call this as a string? Since all the characters are there, so SVCW, and the only one missing, that is actually /0, okay. So how can I do this actually? Can I assume it as a string or something? Okay, the thing is here, you cannot call this as a string. Okay, so everyone please remember that if I forgot or if I am purposefully not initialized my array and the last character is /0 is not initialized, okay, what does this mean? This means only a character array. It's not a string. So there is a slight difference between a character array and string. So what does it mean actually is, every string is a character array, but every character array is not a string. Which character array is not a string? If you are not initializing the last character as a /0, this is considered as only character array, not a string. Okay, what is the difference between this string and character array? If I try to print this array, okay, if I am printing each and every character, for example, if I am just running this for 5 for I equals to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus, right? Then printf %C, then name of I. So what is the notation that I am just using here? This is the notation that we are using for the integer arrays, right? If I want to print my array elements, okay, I just try to print it for %D, then name of the array with subscript or index value I. So that is how you have printed, right? So this is actually a character array. So this prints up 5 characters, right? But actually how I want to print my string is actually, for example, if there is a /0 over here, okay, if it contains a /0, okay, in that case, for printing my string, I don't need this for loop actually. No need to print the character by character. Since this is a string, because I put a /0 at the end, okay, I can directly print this string mark. Okay, so what does it mean is, I can say that is how you print the variables. Similar to that, you can write this %s and simply you can say that name. It prints a spec on the screen. How it is looking like this, similar to we use this statement for printing these integer values, float values, right? For example, if there is an integer variable like index is 10, so how you print the value? Printf, you say that x equals to %d, then you say x, so it prints x equals to 10, right? So similar to that, you can also use that notation also for this also. Like how? So printf name equals to %es, okay? Then you can write that name. It's just print my string on the screen, that is name equals to spec. So it is similar to how we are printing these integer variables, float variables and all, right? There is no need to print character by character. Okay, so that is the specialty of this string. We call this all the characters in that double quotes or a string, we call it as a collectively a string. Why this is actually possible? Why this is not possible with array with integer values? Since all the integer values are considered as an individual elements, right? For example, if I am creating an array something like this, if I am creating an array like int a with the size of 5, and I'm having all these values 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50, okay? You can't consider them all of them as a single value because these are 5 individual values. So if I want to print them, so I should have to use this for loop for I equals to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus, and I have to individually print those elements like this, printf %d, one space, then you have to write a of I. So this prints that 10 space, 20 space, 30 space, because these are all individual elements. But in this case, actually, these are not individual characters because we are calling them as a string. String is nothing but a collection or a group of characters. Okay, 0 or more group of characters in double quotes. Okay, so you can't distinguish them as a character by character, right? So for this, actually, for printing the entire string, okay, they introduced format specifier, that is %s, right? For example, for printing the values, integer values, you use %d, right? Okay, but for printing the string, we use this %s. So that is the meaning actually. Okay, online lo unnara lera?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Nana, ఇప్పుడు మీకు ఏం అర్థం అవ్వాలి అంటే actually, you know, if you consider all the format specifiers, okay, %d, we are having a format specifier called %d, which is used for the integer data type, right? We use %f for float, right? We use %c for char. We use %lt for what? Long int. We use %lef for double, right? So whatever you take, obviously most of these format specifiers are specific to a data type. Okay, now we are using a format specifier that is %s, and you can't say this is a string, and string is it's not a data type, right? So remember that. Okay, string కు వాడుతున్నాం కదా మనం, %s is used for string, but string is not a data type in C. If you learn this C++ and Java, there you are having this string data type actually, but in C, string is not a data type, but still we are having this. Okay, why we are having this, or why they put this %s into this list of format specifiers is because they want to print those group of characters or the entire string as a single entity, right? I can't take each and every character of a swag. If I want to call your college name, you say that is a swag, right? Or if I want to call Sri Vishnu Engineering College for women, right? So that is how you call them. You cannot distinguish that S, H, R, I. You don't see them like that, right? You see them as an entire sentence or entire name. So in that case, if I want to print the entire string, so for that purpose, they introduced this %s, even though there is no data type called string. But %s is used for string, but string is not a data type. This is very important, right? So in placements, during placements, they'll ask you like, okay, does C contains a data type called a string or not? Okay, so the answer is actually yes or no. Obviously no, but still we have a format specifier that can be used for strings, right? So that is the %s. Are you able to understand my concepts? మాట్లాడండి.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
ఏం చెప్తున్నాం అర్థమవుతుంది కదా? Okay, right. ఇప్పుడు for example, if you ask me something like, right, okay, sir, can you write a program, okay, that will create a string and store some name into that string and print that name on the screen? If you are ask me that, okay, I'll write a small program, okay. So there is an important concept regarding this program, okay. So just listen to this carefully, right? Okay, so the concept here is, if you ask me to write a program, okay, that prints a string, that will create a string, that will store string into that, and that will print the string on the screen. So it's very small, right? It's hash include stdio.h, stdio.h. Then we'll have this int main, obviously, int main, and we are having this character array, so char, some name with the size of 10, right? Size 10. I can't keep size something like this. n లాగా పెట్టి తర్వాత వచ్చేసి ఇస్తాను అని అలా అనడానికి ఉండదు నన్ను వచ్చేసి C లో, right? So if you want to create a array, you have to specify the size. But this is also possible when is actually I can use this hash define n10. You know this, right? Hash define. This is the concept from third unit. Maybe you know this. You have seen this. Have you seen this, ma? Hash define.
Yes, sir.
Hash define తెలుసా మీకు?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, what is it used for?
Variable difference.
To define constant.
Ma? Okay, it is actually
So,
used
declare
to
the
create constants. Okay, hash define use is actually, if I am technically saying that, I'll say that hash define is used for macros creation, right? Is used for creating macros. What does it mean? It's called a macro, right? Macro. So what is this macro is? These macros are of two types. One is actually like a constant value, and another one is lookalike function. You can create the things that will look like functions, but they are not. Okay, so macros can be constants or lookalike functions. Since we haven't come to this functions concept, we just keep it away. Okay, so this constant is actually, you have already, maybe you people have already seen this concept in the third unit, right? Before mid. What is that? Constant. What do you mean by constant? Any value which cannot be changed during the execution of the program is actually known as the constant, right? So this hash define can be called as hash define n10. That means wherever the n in the program, that will be replaced by value 10, right? Basically, when how you do this, actually maybe you have seen something like this. Hash define pi 3.14. Okay, for such kind of a values we use this actually. For example, if there is a formula like this, area equals to pi star, okay, r star r, okay, pi r square formula, okay. This pi is replaced by this value called 3.14. We know that 3.14 is fixed value. So wherever the pi is 3.14 only, okay. So such kind of a values whom you don't want to change, such things can be created with the hash define. How you can create this pi in another way? You know this, right? By using the keyword called constant. If I don't want to use this hash define, I can use this const, right? Const float, then pi 3.14. This is another way to create this pi value. That is it's a 3.14 means a float value, and the name is pi. And I have to say that this cannot be changed. Throughout the program, its value is 3.14 only. So for that, we can use this keyword called const, right? So this is another way. So you can create the pi like this, or you can create like this, right? So that is the use of this hash define. Okay, I am using this hash define for creating my n, or I can create my size with some 5 or something. Then I can declare my array as something like this, char some name, then I can say inside this size. Okay, so remember that if I am using a name instead of a value, it should be priorly declared like this, hash define size 5. Or you can say that, okay, if I don't want to use that as a constant value, there is another option to write something like that. Obviously, you will have this main function, int main. For example, here you can declare this int size is 5. Then I can say that char name, inside this I can write a size. So what does it mean? When I am writing a name here, it should have a prior value. It should be already declared. That is the concept. So that means it is already created here. So instead of writing 5, I can write a size, because size will be replaced by 5 only. But what is the difference between the previous one and this one? This is actually the variable. And if I created this size with a hash defined size 5, that will be a constant. Okay, so this can be changed, but that cannot be changed. But here you cannot change this value. Okay, so size means size, that is 5 only. Okay, your array size will be 5 only. You cannot change that array. Why? Because this is called a static array. What do you mean by static is its size is already fixed. You cannot increase or decrease, right? So for that, if you want to increase or decrease the array size, you can use a concept called dynamic memory allocation functions. We are having that concept actually. Okay, there is a concept called a dynamic memory allocation functions. Okay, where you can create the arrays with different sizes or variable sizes, or you can change the sizes of your arrays. But here that is fixed actually, right? Okay, so this is actually the concept actually. But I just try to finish this program in simple way, like hash include stdio.h. I'm just writing int main. Okay, I don't want to experiment with it actually. I just want to show you something, right? Char name. Okay, and I'm putting the size as a 10 over here because I want to give a length of my string up to 10 characters, right? I will give Swek, I will give Sri Vishnu, okay, whatever. Okay, so I can say 10. If I want to use Sri Vishnu Engineering College for women and all that, so in that case I will take the size as some 40 or 50. Okay, that is, there is a liberty to take whatever the value that you want to give, right? The size can be of any size. Since I want to give a string which is of which contains less than 10 characters, I choose the value as a 10, right? So this means you have created an array called name over here, name, and with how many characters? 10 characters, right? So these are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. That is how your what is this character array, or you can call it as a string, will be created. Okay. So how you give the value for that? Like how you give the value for a normal variable, you can give that variable something like that, right? For example, how you give a value for some integer x, you say that enter a value for x, right? So similar to that, printf enter a string. I'll ask you that enter a string. Is it similar to that? Reading the values to the variables? Yes or no? So I'm just writing it as percentage yes, and there is no need to write a ampersand of name. Okay, I'll tell you the reason why. You can just write the name. No need to write ampersand for these strings. Okay, so you can just write it as a name. That's it. Okay, then printf name equals to percentage yes slash n, and you just write it as a name, right? And you call it as a return 0. That's it. Close. Okay. Are everyone? Are you seeing this program? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what are the statements over here? Here this name is a character array with a size of 10. That means a name will be created with 10 characters that you can store. The indexes are from 0 to 9, and you are asking that enter a string. For example, just think of that I am executing this program. So it asks me that enter a string, right? Enter a string. Okay. So I will enter my name actually. Okay. So I am entering my name, like my initial, then my name. Right? This is how you enter. If you are something like enter your name or something, you will enter with your initial, surname, then your name, right? So I thought of entering this, okay, my surname and name, right? And this will be read and that will put over here actually, okay? So this is too long actually, okay, I will enter it as a ACNO, right? That will be better because I'm having so many characters in my name, right? So just ACNO, okay, you think of something like, you think of A will be stored here, and here space will be stored because we got a space over here, and there will be S, there will be E, N, U, and remaining things will be filled with slash zeros. That is what you think, right? Online
Yes, sir.
Okay, then we'll expect that the output will be name equals to A Sinu, right? Isn't that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that is actually you're expecting because name equals to percentages. Percentages means the values of your name will be printed. What are the values in my name? That is A Sinu. These slash zeros they won't print actually. Only characters will get printed on the screen. Okay, but unfortunately the output is actually A. You don't get Sinu. Okay, are you listening?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the output is only A. I miss my name actually. Okay, then what is the reason or why my name is not printed on the screen? Okay, when you are actually reading, there itself, the serial is actually not read by your scanf function. It just only reads the A. Okay, why that A? Because when you put a space in your string, scanf has got a problem that it cannot read a string with spaces. Whenever you give a string with a space and remaining string, it thinks that that space is end of the string and stops over there. Whatever you enter later, that is not considered as a part of the string. So when I write this A Sinu, it thinks that A is only the string and whatever you are typed over there that is not considered and it put all slash zeros and it prints only name equals to A. Right? For example, if I have something like, if I have printed something like, okay, so this much name actually, so that will store only my initial, right? Because after initial I have given space and the remaining all are slash zeros only. So what did you understand? This scanf has got a drawback when it reading the names or strings. Whenever you put a space over there, the remaining part of the string is not read by the scanf. It only reads the first word. Okay, so if I am giving a sentence or a string with so many spaces, okay, it reads only the first word. Okay, when there is a space or when there is a new line, it cannot read actually, right? So that is the problem. But this is not what we expected, right? We have to write a program that will accept the entire name of mine and it should print it on the screen. Even though there are spaces, it has to read, right? So for that, how I can do that? Okay, so for that concept actually, okay, so for that concept actually, previously they used to use get s. Okay, get s name. Okay, previously they used to use a function called get s. What is get s is get string. Get means read string. Into whom? Into the array, that is name. So how you write this? Get s, inside parenthesis you write the name of your array. That will print that, right? So similarly printf will print. But printf has got no problem of printing the strings with spaces. Printf can print it, right? So that is no problem with the printf. Only the problem is with the scanf that it cannot read strings with spaces. Okay, so this is actually getS name. Okay, this was actually there for some time. Okay, and later they encountered some problem with this getS actually. They encountered some problem actually. What is the problem over here is actually that getS creates an overflow condition, buffer overflow condition. Okay, this is another placement question. What is the problem with this getS is it creates a error or a condition, okay, a big fatal error, they call it as a fatal error, that means very big problem. Okay, what is that problem is actually it creates a condition called buffer overflow. Buffer overflow. Okay, what do you mean by buffer overflow? You know this overflow, what do you mean by overflow? Overflow means if you take a glass, okay, and you put one bucket of water into this glass, obviously what happens? The extra water is actually overflown, right? Online లో ఉన్న వాళ్ళు మాట్లాడండి. ఒక చిన్న గ్లాస్ లో ఒక బకెట్ నీళ్లు పోస్తే ఏమవుతుంది నాన్న? ఆ గ్లాస్ లో తీసుకున్నంత తీసుకుంటుంది, మిగతా అంతా కింద ఒలికిపోతాయి, రైట్? That is called overflow, right? So similar to that, they use this name called overflow. But what is the overflow here? Buffer. What is this buffer is all about? Buffer ante enti? Okay. So daniki oka chaptanu chudandi. Now this is another important concept. Okay. Since the time has come, I just explain this. Okay. Okay. So here your computer is here, right? Okay. You are having this computer and all. Okay, so this is a computer, right? Okay, na computer laane unda ade maatladandi. Okay, so there are connections and all, right? For example, దీని ఏం చేస్తున్నా అంటే కీబోర్డ్ మీద కొంచెం పక్కకు పెడుతున్నాను నేను వచ్చేసి. ఓకే, అండ్ జస్ట్ సో ఇది వచ్చేసి మనకి కీబోర్డ్ అనుకుందాం, రైట్? కీబోర్డ్ అనుకుందాం. మీకేం అడుగుతుంది యాక్చువల్ గా? ఇట్ సేస్ దట్ ఎంటర్ వాల్యూ. ఎంటర్ వాల్యూ అనగానే ఏం చేస్తావు? నాకు వచ్చేసి ఇది వచ్చేసి సిపి కనెక్ట్ అయింది. యు టైప్ సంథింగ్ హియర్, రైట్? యు టైప్ సంథింగ్ దేర్. యాక్చువల్లీ వాట్ హ్యాపెన్స్ హియర్ ఈస్, ఓకే, సో ఫిగర్ ని వచ్చేసి ఇలా డివైడ్ చేస్తున్నాను నేను. ఓకే, so call it as a CPU. Okay, CPU. Okay, man. So this is connected to this. Actually, what happens is there will be a place, okay, which is known as a buffer. What is that? Buffer. What is this buffer is? That is called a temporary storage area. Temporary storage area. So whatever I type here, if I enter 10, 20, 30, all these values goes to this buffer and stays there for some time. Are you listening to me, everyone?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, if your program is asking for some values and you're just typing something, whatever the values that you type actually goes from your keyboard and they will get stored in a place called a buffer. Okay, where this buffer is actually, this is actually inside the CPU only. Then మీకు తెలియడం కోసం బయట పెట్టారు. Okay, this is actually inside. Okay, this buffer has got a name called STDIN. STDIN, standard input buffer. We call it as a standard input buffer. Okay, what is its use is actually whatever I type here, those values will be stored in the buffer for some time. Okay, that means some nanoseconds or something. For our eyes, you can't distinguish. Okay, but for in terms of a system, that it can says that your data is waited in the buffer for some time, because nanosecond is also can be identified by your system. But being a human beings, we can't say that, right? Because second another ila వెళ్ళిపోతుంది మనకి అయితే system అయితే ఐడెంటిఫై చేస్తుంది. So your data will wait for some time. Later your data is transferred to the CPU or into those variables or arrays, whatever there is in your program. So that is called a standard input buffer. Okay, similarly you're just typing something, right? You're typing something, okay, that is also goes to another buffer. So there is another buffer and its name is called STDOUT, standard out. Standard out. Okay, so standard out to where does it goes is actually to the screen, to the monitor. Okay, what is that? You are just typing this, no, name equals to, okay, so whatever, KAC or something. So that means whatever you are printing as a results, Okay, you're printing something on the results with the printf, right? Okay, so whatever the values that you're trying to print on the screen, they actually goes from CPU or from the program into a place called a buffer, and the name of this buffer is a standard out, and from this place to the onto the screen. So just imagine that there are two places called standard in, standard out. What is the job of the standard in? It will read the data from keyboard and keep it for some time and transfer it to the program. And whatever you are just printing on the screen, those values will go from program to a place called the standard out, which is a buffer, and later those are transferred to the screen. Are you getting my point, ma? This is a very important question for the placements. Okay? Like then what is the problem with this actually? I said that getters creates a problem called buffer overflow. Buffer overflow. That means here you just gave us something like I'm just giving my name, like okay, some my initial and name, or some values in the array. For example, if I have written a program that reads certain values for my array, so I just like 10 values. What happens if I type lakhs of values or thousands of values? In that case, what happens is all the values will go to this buffer and completely fill this buffer, and some values will be get lost because this size is limited. Okay, so whatever the characters or values that I send, all those will go and occupy the space in the buffer. If your buffer is full and is still I am typing something, all those values will get overflown. That means they are lost. That condition is called buffer overflow. And you can't control that. Your system cannot say to you, అది నీకు చెప్పదు నన్ను వచ్చేసి బఫర్ ఓవర్ఫ్లో అవుతుంది, ప్లీజ్ స్టాప్ టైపింగ్ అని చెప్పదు నన్ను మనకి. So that is the main drawback with this getters function. So actually first they used it for some years, okay. Later they found that this has got this serious drawback called buffer overflow, okay. So then they just remove this. For example, if you write this program, you try to use this, right? You type this program and you use this getters for reading your name, okay. It says that getters is deprecated command. It is no longer in use. Some gives warning, some gives the errors. Nana vintunnara meer ee program rasi getters ganaka vaadite meeku errors gaani warnings gaani vastayi. Most of the times you will get the warnings online lo unna vallu.
Yes sir.
Okay, very good. So ఇప్పుడు మన క్వశ్చన్ ఏంటి అంటే ఓకే, సో if this getters is giving you the errors or warnings, okay, what is the another option for that? Okay, the another option for that is they introduced a name called fgetS. fgetS, right? So what is this fgetS? This fgetS is having 3 parameters actually. Okay, what is that? Is first one is name of the array, that is name, and second one is size of its data type. What is the size of its data type? Char. Okay, then you have to write stdin. That is how you write this fgetS. Okay, so what is the use? This is the place where you want to store the value, and this is what is the size of each character. What is the size of each character? Character size enta ine anta. So అందుకని we are just using a function called size of, parameter is char, that is data type, and into where? Into stdin. So it first gets the values into stdin, then it creates this name. Okay, what is this is actually, or how it is getting overcome the concept of the buffer overflow. It identifies that okka character size of char, okay, and how much characters I should read. Whatever the size of your name, that is 10, that many characters it will create. That means it creates name with a capacity of storing 10 characters, and stdin also created for a capacity of 10 characters only.